Well, hello, you crazy kids. How are you today? Hello, everyone in the chat. Antonio says, I had a wonderful birthday. Thank you very much. I actually had a really nice meal. As I said before, I said this yesterday, but my daughters, I had one cake each from each of my daughters. One was a tres leche cake, and the other one was a whiskey cake that my daughter put entirely too much whiskey in. And that daughter is my kind of like party animal daughter. So go figure, I'm in a lot of trouble. Lovely Contractor Growth Pros. Thank you for coming over from X. This is what we want. You know, we want to build. So it's been a little bit weird because yesterday, Spider, don't you get over your skis. Hang on a minute. We're getting there. All right. So, hang on a minute. All right. So, yesterday I did a little bit of an impromptu session, and today I'm an hour later because, when you get old, things start falling apart, and I have got to have a tooth pulled out. And you're going to love this over here in the United States. If you have a tooth pulled out, I need to have it because it's bad. And then you have an implant. That's like about $5,000 with insurance, which is crazy. It's so crazy. And I always tell people, like, listen, I have a bunch of kids, and two of them so far have had braces, and that's about $5,000 each. It's just like non-stop. Thank you very much. I thought yesterday's was a good session as well, but we got another good one today. By the way, it was Maker's Mark whiskey I had yesterday, because normally I'm a Laphroaig guy. If you don't know, you either love Laphroaig or hate Laphroaig, and I love Laphroaig. So, but anyways, yeah. So I went on a bit of a one yesterday, and I'm going to go on a bit of a one today. I'm going to have limited time today because I have to do, I've got to get off later on. I'm very mindful of your time being here for 2 days in a row. But I think you guys enjoyed it, didn't you? Even though we had those technical issues. All right. I'm going to talk about the State of the Union, which is not the State of the Union. It wasn't the State of the Union yesterday, right? It's called something else. Anyway. First thing I'm going to talk about is this. It is plain to me, and Steve Day said something about this yesterday, and I thought it was, at the Blaze, but probably the best coverage. If you aren't following the Blaze when it's any of these speeches, you should be. It's very, very based commentary, especially with my buddy Matt Peterson on there, who took me out for a Wagyu steak on my birthday, which I'm, cheers. He was very good. Steve Day said, and I'm paraphrasing this, I said it on X today, hey Teresa, is that we are living in a country of two distinct ideals. I'm paraphrasing him, but I've been thinking this for a while, but he came out with it last night, and I was like, oh, that's really good. He's very smart anyway. But he just said this, and it's true. He goes, it's clear that we're going to end up in a cage match against this other ideology, these other people. Now, I'm going to highlight this. I want to go through it before we even start talking about the State of the Union, or what I'm going to call it the State of the Union, even though technically it wasn't State of the Union. But we saw this in COVID. All right. There was the side that wanted to lock you down. It was the side that wanted to take away your rights. They wanted to punish you. Remember, people did say this. They said, if you don't take the vaccine, well, you shouldn't get health care. Excuse me. Just drinking this coffee. I got coffee, by the way. It's okay, I got coffee. My wife got a giant bag of coffee, by the way. Can't be doing that. Can't be not having coffee. Anyway, so you have two competing ideologies, which is like almost tyrannical. They like to think that they're not, because they're doing it for your own good. They're doing it for your own good. It's for your own good because you don't really know, because you're an idiot. Right? You're stupid. You don't know what's good for you. Listen to the doctors. Listen to the experts. Teresa, for $10, I've never had whiskey cake. I would love the recipe. Do you know what? I'll do that. I'll get it off my daughters and I'll put it up there for you. It's funny because I've actually got a Jack Daniel's whiskey cake in the pantry and I've not eaten it. I'm on a diet anyway. I've actually lost 20 pounds. I need to lose another 20 pounds, but I'm getting there. I used to like put weight on and lose weight for roles, or like get fitter and change my body and everything. And it just becomes a lot more difficult when you're older. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll remind, if I don't do, remind me, right? Remind me. Anyway, you got the people that want to lock you down. They want to tell you to wear masks because it's for your own good. They want to not allow you. Spider, here we go. For $2, the side of the outdated, old and sinister. It's true, actually. It's true. It is. It's funny because you say that about the old and sinister. I was having this conversation the other day about how old Benjamin Franklin was when the founding fathers, and he was seen as like the old guy. He was 60. The founding fathers were all very young, all had skin in the game. But he was, 60 isn't old in the scheme of things. I mean, now you got people that are, 89 years old. They're like the Crypt Keeper, right, from Tales of the Crypt. They look so old. Listen, all right, I'm 52. I know, I'm getting up there. Don't look a day over 51, I tell you. But the lockdowns, wanting to punish you, the appeal to authority, which is a logical fallacy. We know this. Because it's the same thing with the climate hoax, right? Where you're getting all your money. We're seeing this now, right? We're seeing with Doge, thankfully. Okay. So we have that ideology who hate America. They think America is racist. They don't think it's special. They keep going on about the capitalist system, how it's not right. And I was very happy actually today, just segueing a little bit, that there was there was an oversight thing today about the mayors of sanctuary cities, and they kept saying the immigrants come here and Trump doesn't like the immigrants. And so I was like, whoa! You better say illegal. You better say illegal because it's pissing me off. They do this all the time. It's because they are liars and they know what they're doing. And thank goodness multiple people on the panel said, hang on a minute. Legal immigrants and illegal aliens do not play their game, guys. It's really super important. I've said this over and over. You've got to stop them. You've got to say, whoa. Don't say immigrant. Do not say immigrant. Illegal alien. And they go, well, we do assist with people who have criminal rights. No, they're all criminals. They're all criminals. If you break the law, you're a criminal. That's it. So we have people who want open borders, which leads to chaos. I mean, I don't need to tell you guys, it's like, hang on a second, let's import all these people from gangs. Let's make it so that, for example, a lot of the gangs went to California, and you can't, it's very, very difficult get a concealed carry whoa, JPS, a concealed carry in LA. It's almost impossible. JPS gives 5 Matthew Mosley channel memberships. This is amazing. Thank you very much, JPS. If you got a membership from JPS, you go over and you just give him a high five. Just go, ba-ba. Thank you. And so because you could be forgiven for losing your mind over this, right? You could be forgiven for losing your mind over it because you're like, well, hang on a minute, hang on. And they're just doing this in England, by the way. If you go and look, they are proposing that minorities have lighter sentences. You can't make this up. I mean, this is actually racism. That minorities have less jail time than the indigenous people. I didn't think there was an indigenous people. Hang on. You guys say there's not an indigenous, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But they're literally talking about doing that. And by the way, they're making it okay in the UK to marry your cousin. I'm going to let you say on here, why? What is that to appease? Because apart from the royals, right? Why? You guys know why. Yeah, Zephyr says California issues CCW county by county. Look, if you go to Ventura County and whatever, yes. But LA County, trust me, it's virtually impossible. And with your ARs, you have to do all this. Lisa's right, of course, as usual. You have to have a bullet button, all this ridiculous bullshit that doesn't make any difference, right? Yeah, no, listen, Cara, I just saw it today. I saw it today. It's true. People like Game of Thrones. They certainly like people with 6 fingers and playing the banjo, that's for sure. So what we have is we've got that group of people. And look, I'm not gonna like make absolute arguments, right? I don't want to make an absolute argument because we all know, even though we support, the majority of us are conservatives, and I say conservatives like have conservative values, doesn't mean we support the Conservative Party in the UK, which is a disaster. And also the Republicans are a nightmare. I think we are getting to the point now where it's like, it's MAGA. And MAGA is the future. But last night we saw the Democrats do this stupid stuff with the paddles. I mean, they are so lame. They've run out of ideas because here's the thing. What has happened is over the years, they've been fighting, struggle for what they wanted. And guess what? They got what they wanted. They got what they wanted. And do you know what came with that? Chaos, right? Because what they want isn't based on anything fundamental. There's no real fundamental morals or logic or natural law that it's based on. Okay, so all they do, I've said this before, is they're like, hey, you're on my team, I'm on your team. Let's support each other. And then, they you see these groups come together, and that's why you're seeing them now eat one another. Because nobody's sacred. Nobody's sacred in that. That's what they do. I've been saying this for years and years and years. Nobody's sacred. No group. You guys know this. It's just like, okay, well, you are now going against the narrative. You're going against the Borg. I'm going to destroy you. And that's what happens. And if you don't see it, then, well, they're idiots, aren't they? Let's face it. So now I'm going to talk about what everyone's saying in the chat. The Democrats sat through, I think they only got up to clap once, but they sat down with that kid who had cancer. I mean, I watched it. I was listening to it because I had my I had to go to my daughter's volleyball game, dutiful dad. And then, after my daughter's volleyball game, I had to go and pick up my other daughter. So I was listening to it and I didn't see it. But I watched it afterwards and I got all emotional anyway. Like, how can you not get emotional when they say, we're dedicating this area to you, to your daughter who lost her life, and then that kid. I mean, just because you put yourself in that position, right? I was saying this yesterday, you put yourself in that position as a dad. You know, what if that was my kid? And you feel it, right? You feel for that dad. You feel for that kid. You've got to be an absolute monster. An absolute monster. Not to back and support that kid. Spider Unlimited for $5. If you did not drop a tear or well up or feel emotional, DJ hug. Don't even get me there, man, because as a dad, like I feel that now. I mean, even saying it, it's hard. I mean, how can the kid sits there? I don't know if you saw it, Spider, so let me read the rest of it for you. You're simply not human. I didn't. I'm saying this as a man. It's okay. You know, just the problem is what we've done as a society is we went, tough guys shouldn't cry. Well, yeah, they should. They just shouldn't be crying all the time, right? Like you can cry about righteous things. And that was a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful moment. And I remember, so I watched something where this kid is sitting, I don't know if you've seen it, it's on X, and, you know, his DJ sitting there, and he said, you know, my personality, I think he says, has changed multiple times because of his surgeries. And then he says, I'm a terminally ill kid. My heart just broke. Even now, I get emotional. My friend's daughter, 3 years ago, he came around to me and he told me that his daughter had been diagnosed with cancer. And you see the pain in the guy's face, and he's a tough guy. He's one of the best people I know. And thankfully, thank God, she's cured. But you can't not feel in those moments. And I don't give a fuck what side you're on. You stand up. See, I was going to not swear. You are a monster if you don't stand up for that. So all this bullshit, all this virtue signaling, all this like, oh, we care about people. No, you had somebody right there, and your politics, because you Orange Man bad, stopped you from appreciating he's an American. There's something wrong. There's something wrong, guys. And what Steve Day said is that there's two conflicting ideologies. And you're really seeing it now. And it's going to be a fight. And that's not because we want it to be, it's because they want it to be. It's because they want it to be. And what you saw, and then that woman on MSNBC who should have been fired, I'm not even going to say her name, like making that comparison. What is wrong with you? You see, if you're a Christian, we have a God. And it's not a politician. Our God is not Joe Biden. It's not communism. It's not socialism. It's not even the President of the United States. It certainly isn't Donald Trump, by the way. But they don't understand that because they don't have that. And I think that you've got God bless you, Lisa. You're going to be, by the way, Lisa, you're going to be on an amazing journey. And it's just the greatest thing. But you can be an atheist and still have these morals. I know Alan Roberts is one of those guys. He's incredible person and he's an atheist, but he says, you know, we need Christianity. But these people, they're not atheists, guys. They're not. They have their God. Their gods are money. Their gods are power. And whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. And what you're seeing in the broader community with these stupid like Slava Ukraini and the flags and everything. Right, look, I'm going to state this again. I don't want anyone to die, right? I don't want anyone to die on either side. I don't Russians, on every, all throughout history, if you've looked at history, innocent people die. All the time. People in slick suits, in cigar bars, in the capital cities, make the decisions to send young boys to war. And they don't give a shit. I have 5 sons. I give a shit. And by the way, like I said, my one son turned around to me the other day and said, you know what, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the military. And I told you guys before, there's no way I would have wanted any of my kids to go into the military before, under this president, 100%. He's not going to send them out. He's not going to do it. Unless it is looking after this country. And you know what? If everyone just looked after their own shit, we'd be fine. It's this, we are honestly seeing something that I never thought that I would see. Europe, they're literally destroying their own culture. Destroying it. Did you see yesterday, kid in, or maybe it was today, there's a kid in England who got paid £20 to stab a girl with a sword. £20 to stab someone with a friggin' sword. But you say the wrong thing online and we're going to come for you. Well, here I am. I live in the United States of America, where we have a First Amendment right to free speech. I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it for my brothers and sisters back over in the UK. Because this is tyranny. It's tyranny. And by the way, Starmer, let me just say this, guys. Starmer was dead on his feet. He was dead. He had the lowest approval ratings in years and years and years. And guess what? Now, Keir Starmer, you support Ukraine. It's almost like it was politically expedient for you to do that. The thing is, I don't think it was just that. I think they really do want to do it. There's no way he is going to war. He's not going to go to war. I say, guys, you got to start saying this, please. Please, every time someone says Slava Ukraini, go, are you going to go fight? You can go fight right now. You can go. You can go. Skin in the game. I got skin in the game. Right now, I have 2 fighting age males. 2 of my kids. I got skin in the game. There shouldn't, again, all this outrage about JD Vance, I said it's bullshit. It was a nothing burger. It wasn't anything. And they keep saying it. And the British press keep saying it. JD Vance, look who's got a dunce hat. He never said it. And then he went out later. And by the way, there's a bunch of people, if you go on X, and I've got to thank you guys for saying it. You're like, I never thought he meant the UK. How can JD Vance, who has a degree from frigging Yale, you think, and by the way, he's the most base guy. He doesn't give a shit. He'll tell you how it is anyway. I don't know if you've noticed, but him and Trump have been criticized over and over again for being too direct. You think he's going, some unknown country. If he wanted to say the UK, he'd say, you know what, the UK. He'd say it. These guys don't give a shit. I hate to tell you. These aren't the cucks that you've had years before. They're not women where they make like, I'm going to make a little slide comment like that. No disrespect to ladies, but you know what I mean? No bitchy little comment. Dudes go about things differently. They're like, boom, to your face. You women know that. You guys do it. You do. You complain about each other. Zephyr, thank you. Yes, he was. And it was plain simple. But look at the narrative. Guys, look at the narrative. They put it on the front page of the national press in the UK saying that he said it and he never did. It was never said. It was never said. This is COVID 2.0. That's what it is. This is the Borg. There's something just completely mind-blowing about this. I think part of them knows that they're dying. I think that they know that Elon Musk and X is like wiping the floor with them, and that's going to be the future of it's going to be the future of media. That's why, guys, guess what? Guess who was talking about it before, about building something that's organic? And here's the thing with this. You guys are self-policing. This is the best thing. And I mean that because if somebody says a lie on here, they're going to be pulled up on it. I'm going to call Lisa out here right now. She's had a conversion while listening to this show and listening to Patrick coughing. This is the point about going onto YouTube. This is the point about having discussions. It's okay. Like I said, Lisa told me, she goes, I don't agree with you. I'm like, that's okay. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad your ears are open. And I'm just a dude with an opinion like you guys have. That's it. But I sit out there and I'm like, you're lying. That's a lie. That is an abject lie. I saw something where, I mean, this isn't like rocket science. It's like seeing a pen like this and they're going, oh, that's a frog. And you're like, what are you talking about? It's a pen. That's how gaslit we've got now. Right? They'll tell you that happened. You're like, no, it didn't. I was there. Honestly, the UK is the worst. I cannot believe it. Like, I expect so much more. I expect so much more. But the Democrats have lost it. You are seeing them now. They're desperate. They know the gravy train's gone. Doge is ripping it all apart, right? Doge is just shredding it up. And they're panicking. They're so panicking. I mean, like, I'm gonna lies. Me. Just be fucking adults, will you? And just sit there and listen. And maybe, just maybe, you might want to bring us together. The default isn't just, I don't agree with that guy. If you think about it, and this started years ago, the Democrats define themselves by being anti-Trump. I made this quote and someone went, but you can't tell me right now one of the things that Kamala Harris stood for, that she ran for. Not one. Not one. Not one. And by the way, Antonius, this is another thing. They're like, oh, you guys are Nazis. I'm like, well, you actually have a battalion of Nazis. In the I'm not going to look into that. And again, just because I say I want peace doesn't mean I'm like, yay, yay, Putin. Do you see what they do? And what's even better, I just got told, what are you, redneck? Get back to your trailer, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, firstly, I am a redneck. I'm proud to be with those people. They're my people. It doesn't mean they're stupid. It doesn't mean they're immoral. Are you going to shit down on people that are working class now? It's not an insult to me to tell me go back to your trailer. I'm from a council estate. You're going to put me down there? Is that your way? You think you're going to put me down now by telling me XYZ? No. I embrace that. I love my people. I love the people I grew up with. Hey, Ken. I'm an Aussie with an aversion to politics. While it was well staged, Trump's speech was uplifting and shone light on the Dem elitism and demonic motives. Exactly. Here's the problem, dude. Or lady. I don't know. Is it Aiken? Is that a lady or man? We can say it on this channel. There's nothing wrong. Firstly, they won't leave you alone. Firstly, you can't get away from the politics, right? I never wanted to be that guy. I didn't want to be talking about politics. I'm a friggin' actor. But again, this is a frog. This is a frog. If you don't say it's a frog, you're not going to get healthcare. This is where we are. Bend the knee. No, bend the knee. Not going to do it. They won't leave us alone, Aiken. It's not about us. It's about them. They're the ones that make us political. And by the way, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm saying it again. If you are working class and you're in a trailer or you're from low income, you're my people. I know what it's like to walk around with beer mats in the bottom of my shoes because there was a hole in them. He's a dude, right on. That makes me dangerous because I've had nothing. I know what that's like. But the point is, the overall point is this, is that we are locked in a civilizational battle right now. And I'm telling you guys, it's not about us. They are relentless. You saw them yesterday. They couldn't stand up for a kid that had cancer. I mean, can you get any lower? They wouldn't stand up for a reserve in Houston being in loving memory of a girl that was murdered. This is just bullshit that they care. They don't care. They don't. And I'm not just saying this for rhetoric. You got to look and you got to see, do you care? This is what you do if you care. This is what you do if you don't care. It's just as simple as that. Right? It's just simple. We're for women's rights. We're for women's rights. I don't think that men and women should be playing sports together. Oh, you are transphobe. They should. Oh, well, hang on a minute. What? I have 4 daughters. I went to see my daughter play volleyball yesterday. What do you think I would have done if I saw a dude on the other side pretending to be a girl? They are the elitists. This is the thing. It used to be that Labour and the Democrats used to look after the working man. They don't. It's flipped. Honestly, we are in such weird times. And the point is now that we have to just look at this realistically. And I'm sorry, guys, you got to do your bit in the sense that whenever you hear them say legal, go, whoa, immigrant, sorry, say illegal immigrant. You correct them. Just say it's an illegal immigrant. No, I'm not dealing with that. No, I'm not dealing with that. Because it's going to get really bad. It's going to escalate. And it's them. They're going to escalate it, not us. Because they're going to get more and more desperate. Because power is their God. And if power is their God, and their God is slipping away from them, they're going to just go after it as best as they can. You know, as a diver, you're taught when you do rescue diving, they'll say to you, when someone like runs out of air or they're having an issue and you're underwater, what happens is normally their eyes go very like saucers, right? Kind of like AOC, right? Their eyes go very big in the mask. And then they'll tell you, then they will try and pull your mask off. They'll try and pull your regulator out of your mouth and they'll try and climb you. That would kill both people. I've been there, I know. What do? You kick away from them, keep them away from you, and deal with the situation calmly. These people are desperate. They think they're going to drown because they're losing their power. They're losing the things that they think. We think that being virtuous and being honest and doing the right thing is a good thing, like virtuous. We think that's a positive. They don't. They just think whatever it takes to get power, and then they reason it back to make it justifiable that they're the good guys. Like I said, I think that this is me. Well, I think everyone should sit down and negotiate. Well, Putin apologist. I had one guy go, oh, yeah, I wish your mum should have swallowed him out. And I'm there and I'm like, I said I wanted peace because I don't want people to die anymore. In your own fucking deluded world, Ukraine can win this. In your deluded world, in your behind the keyboard, you're not going over. Say to them, guys, whenever you see Slava Ukraine, are you going to go over and fight? Because they're doing this with other people's lives, right? On both sides, it doesn't matter. The only way forward now, is negotiation. It's the only way. And people think they live in a Call of Duty world, right, where we can do this. Listen, and I wanted to make this point yesterday, and I didn't make it. Donald Trump has said that there will be US workers in Ukraine getting the rare earth minerals, okay? That means we're going to buy them. Now, what does that mean, guys? What does that mean? We know that the other militaries around the world, like ours, will say, whatever you do, don't attack there because that's an attack on America. And they're not going to do it. That's why Trump kept saying the agreement will stop him. We've seen it, like we're like, well, there was a classic thing where the American military was like, hey, you guys better stop doing that or we're going to bomb you. We know there are Russians there, and they were like, there are no Russians here. So then they bombed the shit out of them, and they went, good job there were no Russians there. America was reluctant because he didn't want to kill Russians because that's an act of aggression. And then you get an escalation. Once you do and look, let me tell you this. Putin cannot beat the United States. Can't. And he knows that. And by the way, I don't think he even wants to fight with us, but that's neither here nor there. There's only one person saying, let's go to the table right now. When did peace become a negative? When did in this kind of like dream world, Putin's going to go, okay, I'm going to move back out of this area that I consider to be Russian anyway because they're all Russian speakers and actually they want us there. But that's by the by. I'm not saying that was the right thing to do, right? But do they think he's going to go, okay, I'm going to pull back? No. Is NATO going to pull back? No. Maybe they should. And I hate to say this, but for the first time in my entire life, I am a complete isolationist. I don't want us to have anything to do with Europe at all now. The way that they've behaved, they are not allies. That you can tell that they've been undermining Trump for years. I've got no problem going, you can deal with it yourself. You've said you don't need us. You want to berate. See, you got to remember this. This is berating the office of the president. People think it's okay because Orange Man bad, but it's not. This is about America. It's about you and it's about me. And it used to be that even lefties would say, don't you dare say that about America. Do not say anything about our president. And by the way, I would say it about, hey, listen, guys, like, unless it was true, right? But the stuff that they're saying isn't true. You've got to respect that office. You certainly don't spy on them. You certainly don't berate them. You certainly don't give them the finger in public. It's so immature and short-sighted. It's unbelievable. So, in summation, guys, it's going to get worse. Prepare yourself, get your communities together, and understand that this is an ideological, I was going to say war, but you know what I mean. It's an ideological battle, and it really is, I believe, between good and evil, right? I really do. I think it's between good and evil. And there's some people, though, you've got to be able to reach out to them because they're a little bit confused, or they're not in possession of the majority of the facts, okay? So you've got to have compassion and just educate them with kindness. And a lot of people saw last night, they were like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of something where they just sit down when they're honoring the dead. And by the way, for these guys, it's disgusting. They always do that. I personally don't know why they do that. I mean, I do when they're saying, let's honor this person and that person because of what they've lost, right? But I don't like them putting, I mean, the thing with DJ was just the most adorable thing ever. I mean, it just makes me want to cry just thinking about it. And I'm not an emotional person, but who couldn't love that when he hugged the chief of the Secret Service? It was amazing. So guys, listen, I'm going to go now. You guys are awesome. Thank you for bearing with me with the new time. Now, I might be having this tooth pulled out on Friday. I don't know yet. I might try and make it later so I can talk to you guys and have it pulled. But I'll let you know. I'm going to put up a picture earlier. Like, subscribe. If you're on X, get your butts over here. Let's do this. And remember, guys, again, firstly, I always want to be thankful to you guys because I'm so thankful for you being here. So thank you. And just remember, not all actors are like this. I promise. Bye-bye.